with me today, and I hope you continue to return, and I hope I can continue to bring you things that you want to see. Now, first I'm going to start out with what I've worked on this week. I was a little under the weather this week, so I really didn't get a whole lot of stuff done. But I'm going to go ahead and start out with what I have worked on this week. First up, I have Stitching with the Housewives month-to-month October. And this is where I'm at right now. Right there. I've added the bird, and I finished up the O and another leaf. So I got a little bit of it done. And that is done on 14 count lemon chiffon. And I use the called for colors that they send with the month to month. Next, I was hoping that I would have gotten this one done, but like I said, I wasn't feeling too good this week. But I did get a start on the last row of pumpkins there. Welcome Autumn. And this was a sal that was done with Nicole, S-P-O-H-R. And it is a Primrose Cottage stitch. And it's done on 14 count dirty, and I changed 6 of the colors. 6 of the colors were changed. And then I worked a little bit on my bookmark, which was done with a sal for creatively crafting. And she had 3 of these bookmarks come out for the public if they wanted to participate in the bookmark, and this is still the first one I'm working on. I added a little bit. I added the green line, and then this up here, well, on this side, and then I started adding in between these 2 lines. And then last but not least is my Bats and Booze Mystery with Fat Quarter Shop. And I got started in this other bat. And this is on a mystery purple, and I have changed 2 of the colors. And this was also my whip co for September, which I think I've still got a few more days to do on it to make my goal for that. And that is my stitching that I've worked on this month. And now I'm going to tell you a little story again about, since this is September still, I wanted to put in my 9/11 story here. If you remember what you were doing on 9/11, when the Twin Towers were hit, we were living in Italy, and we were on a plane in the air, and the pilot came over and said, "We're going to make a landing." And he didn't tell us anything else. Stewardesses didn't even know. Excuse me. So everybody was asking them what's going on, and they were like, "We don't know. They haven't told us anything except that we're going to land in Spain." So when we got to Spain, they gave us instructions on what to do when we landed. And everybody got off the plane, and the first thing everybody did was right into the TVs to see what was going on, because it didn't make no sense why we were stopping. We had just pretty much taken off not that long ago. And that's when we seen the first plane hit the first tower. And then we watched all the other stuff, and everybody was just in complete shock. And I wanted to just get off the base and go roam, do something to take my mind off of things. And they told me, if you leave the base, you can't get back on. So I was like, well, what are we going to do? Are we going to be able to get back on our plane? And they said, we don't know right now. Everything's grounded. We can't really tell you anything, but you can't leave the base or you can't come back on. So we spent, I believe it was like 4 days in Spain on the base. Couldn't go anywhere. Couldn't go look at anything. I would have loved to have visited Spain and seen different things, but we weren't allowed to do any of that. And finally I think it was the 4th day, they let us get back on the plane, and we got to take off again and come into Connecticut was where we were going at that time. We landed in Connecticut because I was bringing my daughter. My oldest daughter was going to stay with my mom and stepdad to finish out the school year because she wasn't having a good time at all at school or with people in Italy or anything. So we were going to let her stay with my mom. So that's what our trip was for. And so we got there and got with family and had a good time, but it was just very unnerve-wracking to be on a plane and be told you can't be told anything. And me, I'm terrified of flying, so it wasn't helping me at all. I was like losing it nearly. So, but I've done a lot of flying since then. But yeah, that's my 9/11 story. Me being on a plane in the air when all that stuff happened to our great country. That hopefully we never forget about, that we're not, no one's unreachable. There's always stuff that can happen. And America, I think, at that time just got a big wake-up call. But it was a scary thing. Now I'm going to move on to haul. What I've gotten in the mail this week. So I want to take this out. I should have took it out already. Of course, got my next month to month. Which is the November. These are the colors that come with it. Right here. So that was one thing. Then I had ordered this template set to make bowl cozies. So I'm thinking about putting them in an Etsy shop. So this is how it came. I got a template for small bowl cozies, and then 2 templates go with the large bowl cozies. And I'm not real sure who I ordered these from. It was just something that came up on Facebook. Then I got my Dear Santa for my letters to Santa to go on. And this I ordered from Scarlet Sky Designs, Texas, which I'll put that right there. So you can screenshot it or take a picture of it or whatever you need to do. But that's who I ordered this Dear Santa from. Board. And then before I got sick, I went to a longarm class in Suffolk. And I bought these things at the longarm. I bought some pounce powder refill. And I bought the thing for the pounce powder. And then I bought quilting paper. You can trace, stitch, quilt, tear, and pounce. And this comes 12 wide by 20 yards. And I got it at Tidewater Sew and Vac because that's where the class was. They had this other thing that I wanted to order too, but I'll have to go back and get it later on. It was another type of tracing that you can make your designs that you want to do on long arm. And that was before I ended up sick. And we got to play on one of the machines there. And this is some of my long arming. I wrote my name and then just did some scribblies. And I actually started feeling bad here and had to leave. But this was on I have an HQ 16, Sweet 16. And this is the HQ Capri, which is what I was working on. Because they don't make the Sweet 16 anymore. And then I got my next berry set from Dying to Stitch because I'm in that club this year. And this is The Nightingale by Erica Michaels. And it comes with, the cloths and I can't talk. The floss, the felt, the fabric, and then they give you a thing to keep your floss on. But this was bought at Dying to Stitch here in Virginia. And I'm still working on the first berry. I haven't finished it yet. Then my other thing that came in the mail is once I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway. And then I'll do a bigger giveaway at 500 and 1,000 and just up and up. So Judy Whitman so kindly sent me some things to give away. So I'm just going to show them right now because I'm not ready for the giveaway just yet. So they're going to be put aside. But she gave me these patterns to give away. This is Alphabet Hearts. This is Halloween Alphabet. This is French Country Teddy Bear. This is the Patriotic ABCs. And this is Grace. So this is the start of my giveaways. I've asked a few other places if they would be willing to donate giveaways. But I do want to thank Judy Whitman very much for these giveaways. I really appreciate it. And she also sent me this card that shows her fall collection. JBW Collection Fall 2022. There's Owls in the Round, Tree Collection, Over the Fields We Go, Petite Christmas Cottages, Around France, and Melinda's Marking Sampler. And those are some things that she has for her fall collection. So if you could spread it pass my video around to your friends and other stitchy friends and quilting friends, and get my subscriptions up to 100, we'll be doing a giveaway. I have a couple other things I've put aside for giveaways. And as you can see in the beginning of this video, I am showing some of my long arm. I actually got to sit down at my long arm this week before I started feeling bad, which you can kind of see it in the back there. If I just move this a little bit. And my quilt that I'm working on right now is still under my needle because I've only got it like halfway done. But that's where I sit in long arm, which is right behind here. And then my TV is behind the recording here, so I can watch Flosstube or anything I want to watch. So that's where I'm getting to do my long arming now. I'm not going to show any quilts this time because I'm showing the long arm. If you're looking for any Pampered Chef stuff, I'm doing a party right now. I'm going to try to figure out how to put the link below. If not, you can go into my Facebook and just look through some of my posts, and it should come up there if you're looking for Pampered Chef. I'm also doing a donation for breast cancer, and I'm going to try to put that link below as well. Any little bit of help on that. That's almost everybody's touched with some type of cancer or another, and I know quite a few people with breast cancer, including me. I've went through it 3 times. So any donations would help on that. And now I'm going to show what I forgot to show last week. I had it sitting here and didn't even show it. But it's my partial needleminder collection. You know, these are the ones right now that I'm not using, that are not in bags and not on projects. But I could probably fill 2 of these boards up with needle minders. And yes, I do have an issue because I order way too many needle minders, but I love them. And they're cute to display. You can display them just like this. You can display them on your bags. Some of the lamps you can put them on. But I just like displaying them like this. Okay. Let's check my notes, make sure I got everything this time. I didn't forget something. And once again, I do want to thank you for sticking with me to the end. And I appreciate all you viewers that come and check out my videos. I hope you keep coming by. And if you could like, subscribe, and comment, it would help my channel a great deal to get put up there more often for people to see. It doesn't cost you anything, and it just will help my channel a whole lot. So, and if you want to comment, I have a question for you. The question for this week is, what is your stitchy plans for October? My stitchy plans for October, I am doing Witchy Stitchy with Donita. And I'm going to probably have to put that below because I can't think of it right now. Where you have to stitch, I believe it's at least 30 minutes a day, every day, and you're allowed 4 days that you can miss during the month of October. And you have 1 mandatory day that you do have to stitch that day. And I think when we did the thing earlier in the year, we got a needle minder. So I'm thinking it's a needle minder again, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'm going to be stitching every day the best I can anyway. I mean, I am entitled to 4 days to miss, so I'm okay to do that too. And I want to just go back and try to get some of these whips out of the way. I have way too many. I still have not counted them. I have right now 2, let's see. I have 2 of these books that you can get from Fat Quarter Shop, cross stitch journals. This one, I'm on project 23, and this is the one for this year. Last year I had 50, and a couple of those are done, but not very many. So I've got about 70-ish whips, somewhere in there. So yeah, that's going to be my plans for October, is maybe pull out some of these older whips and try to get them done. But y'all do have a good day. Be kind. You never know what another person is dealing with. Spread love and peace. And come back and see me again next week. And happy stitching.